Africa Leaders Summit
Right.
through the prior discussion with the Secretary of State, and then he mentioned made a statement
Right.
that he and Ghana, or maybe Ghana as a country, worried about the presence of the mercenaries or Russian mercenaries that are on the Burkina Faso border.
Okay.
And that's the statement that he made. I followed it, and the feedback is very, very bad and it's damaging. But it's total blunder that the president has committed, and he anger to the president has put Ghana at a risk as far as that statement is concerned.
Sometimes we do ask ourselves whether the president is really representing us or he's representing himself. Because I know there are so many structures in ECOWAS. If things of such a diplomatic thing comes up, there are structures they can fall on. I listened to the whole statement, but sometimes I ask myself, why at this time, when we are already why at this time when even the economy is under crisis? Bill.
Frankly speaking, I've been wondering why that statement and why at this time, as you said, why at this time? But we are faced with the economic, crisis as a country, and we are trying to survive. And looking at our facing, or maybe we've done the IMF, and a whole lot of stuff is happening. So I was rather thinking that President should be thinking of how best we can he and his government can salvage this country from this economic hardship that Ghana is facing, rather than talking about what is happening in another country. As you said, we have a ECOWAS protocol. President, he was just an immediate past ECOWAS leader. He has so many, avenues that he can use or he can pass to address this issue, rather than fully the beast or maybe say this at the international platform. If you look at what is happening in West Africa, for that matter, West Africa sub-region, we are faced with a terrorist attack, series of terrorist attacks from Nigeria all the way to Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, and Burkina Faso. The president has also initiated what we call Accra Initiative, which comprises of the coastal, countries, Togo, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, and Burkina Faso. It's an initiative called Accra because it was initiated by our president, Nana Akufo-Addo, to ensure that the movement of the terrorists within the sub-region, or maybe in the coastal area can be managed effectively. But if this initiative is being orchestrated or maybe initiated by Nana Akufo-Addo, our president, but I'm rather of the view that he should use that medium to address this issue rather than saying it when he has said it. For instance, Burkina Faso is faced with a terrorist attack, seriously, and they are doing everything possible. I'm sure you must have heard that Togo has been attacked, Cote d'Ivoire has been attacked, and there are the series of attacks in Cote d'Ivoire. The terrorists have taken some part of Burkina Faso. Whatever happened in Burkina Faso will definitely affect Ghana. So, if the president cannot use the ECOWAS protocol in addressing the issue, if the Accra initiative is not effective, but there should be direct support from Ghana government as far as the counter-terrorism activities is concerned in the northern sector. If the president could not do that, but he could not engage his colleague or maybe the authorities, Burkinabe authority, but having an international platform and then saying what he has said, as I said, this statement has put Ghana at risk. For instance, in managing terrorism needs what we call regional collaboration. We need to share intelligence as far as neighboring countries are concerned. Ghana will have to share intelligence with what Benin, Togo, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso. There must be some effective collaboration. If President made that statement, as he said, he has made that statement, you think the Burkinabe authority will be ready to share intelligence with Ghana as far as the movement of the terrorists is concerned? No. So that part of the country will be in darkness because there will not be any collaboration. I am aware there's an available literature that the Burkinabe authorities have summoned Ghana ambassador to Burkina Faso as of Friday. I don't know the outcome of the meeting, and I'm also aware that they've also called Burkina Faso ambassador in Ghana. They've called him back. So as quickly as possible, I'm expecting the security advisors, the foreign minister, and all those that matter to resolve this issue quickly, to bring back this kind of diplomatic, level that exists between Ghana and Burkina Faso.
Okay. We all know that in Burkina Faso, in the Sahel region, there's terrorist attack going on daily, and then the Burkinabes are trying their very best to contain the matter. Now, getting the Russians in a private militant group, the Wagner group, into the system, looking at their presence in that region, I don't know whether they are around our border, does it help our country?
Does it help our country, you mean?
Yes. Because if they are there, they are going to be a kind of a buffer between the terrorists and then Ghana as a nation. Though their contract is to protect the sovereignty of Burkina Faso. Their presence in Burkina Faso, does it help our country?
Very well, that's a good question. But Martin, let's look at it from this angle. Yeah. Don't forget that Burkina Faso authority has responsibility to protect the sovereign integrity of the country and then every single citizen of that country.
Right.
So if they are doing everything possible to ensure that the life of Burkinabés are safe or they are secure, I don't think any other person, maybe no other president, has a right to question that. The presence of the Russian mercenaries in Burkina Faso, to me, is a sign of what? A failure on the part of the ECOWAS, ECOWAS authority.
Right.
Because they're supposed to help to maintain or to contain these terrorists or make sure that the movement of these terrorists within the sub-region is being managed effectively.
Right.
Within the sub-region, the ECOWAS, we have what we call a counter-terrorism unit. Why are they not using it? Why is it that they've allowed these terrorist activities so much, every now and then they keep on, taking over or attacking the neighboring country. So my first point is that the presence of these Russian mercenaries in Burkina Faso first is a sign of a failure on the part of the ECOWAS authority or ECOWAS, commission. Now, as to whether they are protecting Ghana or they are telling Ghana or not, that is a secondary matter. But I would rather say that their presence in Burkina Faso border, is it a threat to us as a country? I don't think so.
Right.
So I think I'm answering your question from the other angle, that the presence of mercenaries in Burkina border, is it a threat to us? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because they are working within land boundary. There's a boundary between Burkina Faso and then Ghana. Where they are, have they crossed the border? I don't think so. And from the president's statement, he said I'm sure they've given intelligence information that the mercenaries are on Burkinabe's, border, not Ghana border. So it means that they are aware, they know the land boundary, they know the demarcation. Right. So if they are there, indirectly, they are protecting the territorial integrity of Burkina Faso, but not Ghana. So that goes to say that, in a way, they are saving us because they will make sure that these people does not cross or maybe cross Burkina Faso border and enter Ghana.
All right.
Does that answer your question?
It does answer my question, and I'm so satisfied with that. Now, let me ask another question. Thank God, Mr. Valderman Tridanso has debunked the president's speech. Adib Anani has also debunked. Most of the security experts have debunked what the president said. Now, can we try and then get into the president's head? Let's try and find out. I mean, why would he make such a statement or such a large platform? Thank God it wasn't made right in front of Biden, but it was made before the Secretary of State, right, or one of the senators or maybe a congressman. What is going through his mind? What will make him make such a statement?
I've tried several times, thereafter this statement came up, say that what should have caused the president to say this at that platform? I've thought, and I'm still thinking, maybe share with me, what do you think what was going through his mind by saying that? Does it mean that as an ECOWAS president, as an immediate past ECOWAS president, he has failed as a leader to contain? Because when the president was a ECOWAS leader, there are this series of terrorist attacks. Probably they were not able to manage it as an ECOWAS leader.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
I'm getting you.
So, otherwise, what would have caused him? What would have caused the president to go and make and then made that statement at the international platform?
Right.
I'm still thinking, Martin. I'm still thinking. Yeah, I'm still thinking exactly what would have caused president to make that statement at that level.
We all believe that Nana has always believed, President Nana Akufo-Addo has always believed in a democratic process. Is it because the administration in Burkina Faso is not democratic? That's why he's feeling reluctant to engage them, but rather carry this to a higher table. Do you think that might be the reason?
No, that is. Well, as you said, at this point we are speculating, and we are trying to assume, or maybe look at parables. What will have caused the president to say that? So all that we are saying now is we are just being speculative. Right. So, but let's again look at it from diplomatic angle or perspective. Either it's a democratically elected leader or maybe a military system in Burkina Faso. Whatever is happening in Burkina Faso, as to whether the citizens are okay or they're not okay, the leadership has a solemn responsibility to protect the boundary, territorial boundary of Burkina Faso.
Right.
So these are two different things. Sure. If you want to talk about undemocratic system, or maybe the military system, or the coup d'etat that occur in Burkina Faso, it's a different thing. If you also want to talk about the presence of the mercenaries also along the Burkina Faso border, it's also different thing. As I said, the president is just the immediate past ECOWAS president, ECOWAS leader. So we have every avenue, diplomatic avenue to use in addressing this issue.
Okay.
Why didn't president use all those means in addressing that those issues rather than taking it to that level? Is it as a result of fear? It could be a fear factor.
Yeah, I listened to the president's statement, and then he said it's a great concern, and then the United States government should look into it. Now, based on this, the U.S. government says, okay, fine, with the concerns that you are raising, can I put a base in the northern region? And then I'll also add some financial aid to it. Will it be okay for Ghana? Don't you think maybe our president went there to speak because of financial assistance? Because if the U.S. should agree to put a base there because that is a problem. And U.S. have always been looking for a place to put a base. And so therefore, if the president is saying that the presence of special forces, Russian special forces, or maybe Russian contractors, mercenaries are there, and it's a danger or a security danger to our country, that will propel the U.S. to say, okay, fine, then I think it's time for us to put our base right there. What do you think about that? Though we are all speculating, we still want to know what's going on.
Yes, of course. As for this particular one, listen, Martin.
Yeah.
We have some discussion that can take place off camera.
Sure. That's why this is recording.
And we have in a diplomatic setting, or we have what we call a classified and unclassified information.
Sure.
You understand it? When if President Nana Akufo-Addo has been fed with this information, so you are going to lobby for this, or maybe financial support, or maybe you want to speak in favor of the sub-region, or as an immediate past president of the ECOWAS Commission, then some of this discussion could have been heard behind closed door.
Right.
So that you don't put your country, you don't put the citizen at risk. Now, don't forget that whatever America or US put his base, that country become a target to the anti-Americans. You know that.
Yeah.
We all know how this Islamist or jihadist group perceive the activities of America in various countries. So, having this at the back of his mind as a president who has a lot of intelligence at his disposal, shouldn't have said what he said openly. If he's going to lobby for financial support, what he said should have been said behind closed door. He can call for one-on-one discussion with the Secretary of State. Maybe, how do you call it, coffee meeting or breakfast meeting or lunch meeting. One-on-one, we discuss it. Definitely, as to whether to be considered or not. Some of military activities is not meant for public consumption. What he said could have been discussed behind closed door.
Yeah.
Which we could have and they will not be discussing it today.
Right.
But mounting a platform and said this one, what is his intention? What did he exactly want to achieve?
Yeah, that is what I want to say.
Is he putting so does it mean that is it making the Burkina Faso authorities unfavorable, or making them, rather they are seeing them as a threat to Ghana or not? As you said, you asked me a very legitimate question, said that the presence of these mercenaries at the Burkina Faso border, are they threat to us as a country? That is where we should be taking the discussion from.
Right.
And I said earlier on that in combating terrorist movement or activities needs regional collaboration. We need to share intelligence as far as country A, country B is concerned. If what Nana Akufo-Addo said against Burkinabe authorities, either democratically or maybe military-wise, they will not be ready to share intelligence with us again. It means that no intelligence will come from that area.
So can we just conclude that was a loose, uncalculated talk from the president? In
fact, when you say loose talk, it's an understatement. It's a reckless statement. It's a reckless statement, and then it's a diplomatic blunder that he has committed. It's a reckless statement, believe you me. And as I'm speaking with you now, I granted interview to one or two sister stations within the country, and I told them that, listen, we need to be very careful so that we don't become a target. We are enjoying our peaceful environment with the economic hardship, but we don't want to add more problems to what we are already facing. So the foreign minister has huge responsibility. He has a lot of work to do.
Right.
That blunder that he has committed needs to be resolved as quickly as possible. Can the president call Accra Initiative Committee, meeting, and then the Burkinabe Authority will agree to come? They won't come.
You see, in the 80s, we had Ghana and Togo had some disturbances, and as a result of that, most of the dissidents that attacked Ghana in the 80s all came through Togo. And it is believed that whenever the sub-region is at peace, then security is tight, then unity is at peace. Now that we have this hinge between Ghana and Burkina Faso, what is going to be your prediction in the coming weeks?
I think I've already given my prediction already ahead of time. But what will happen? What will happen? The fact that this terrorist or maybe this regional, there will be breach of a regional collaboration. There will not be any. This neighboring country might not be ready to share intelligence with us again. Then Ghana will be left alone. Ghana will be in dark. It's just like you'll be driving, and all of a sudden your light went off. The fog light went off, and you are driving on the street and you can't see ahead of you, or you are blind. You've been blindfolded. Right. So if the president can give, let me borrow your language or your word, loose talk, then this neighboring country might not be ready to share intelligence with us again. So what happened to us? We'll be left alone. Terrorists can easily attack us if there's any move like that.
Should we say that?
Are you with me?
I'm with you. Should we say that we are so grateful that Putin hasn't erred on this matter? Putin hasn't responded. Should we say we should be grateful to God for Putin not responding onto this matter?
Yes, yes, of course. The reason why Vladimir Putin will not respond is the fact that he understands diplomatic consequences of his response, because that is not the state military or Russian military that they are talking about. Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
These are private group people in Russia. Probably either they are Russians or not. But according to the statement, they said they are Russians. They are mercenaries. They are people that are being contracted privately.
Right.
So that is the main reason why Vladimir will not make any comment, will not make any statement, because that is a private, contract between Burkina Faso authority and then the so-called quote-unquote mercenaries from what? Russia.
Right.
So I'm not expecting Vladimir Putin to make any pronouncement on that.
All right. You are in the security. You are a security expert. Can I ask a personal question? What is the stand on the national security advisor to the presidency after all this statement had come out? What is his position?
Well, I've not heard much. I've not heard from the president's outfit as to maybe from the national security minister or the national security coordinator. I've not heard anything yet. But I know for sure that as we are discussing now, there will be a lot of arrangements or diplomatic meetings here and there, discussion on how to resolve this issue so that it will not escalate to another level.
All right.
Because we are aware, it's a fact that some of the terrorists are even hiding. I'm talking about the West African sub-region. Some of these people, terrorists, are hiding in our country. So, if we don't share intelligence to manage this group of people who are tormenting us within the sub-region, and the president will have to go and be making a reckless statement on how somebody or a country is trying to resolve this issue. Don't forget that the coup d'etat that took place in Burkina Faso was as a result of a terrorist movement in the sub-region.
Right.
The soldiers took over the country because, one, the terrorists are killing the soldiers and the innocent people. And the politicians, for that matter, the president who was overthrown by the military, to not manage it effectively. Hence, the reason why the current military took over power from politicians in Burkina Faso.
All right. In your last statement, you said or there are information that some of the terrorists are hiding in our country. Why are they hiding? Are they hiding to regroup, or they are just lying low in our country?
Okay, it could be any of the two.
Right.
Some of them might be hiding here as a safe haven. Some of them are also positioning themselves, waiting for any trigger, anything that can trigger their movement, and then they will strike. Okay. After that one, we can't roll it out.
Yeah.
They could use Ghana as a safe haven. They could also be hiding, waiting for any opportunity.
Okay.
To strike.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I can't remember recently. I think about a few months ago. Police, Accra police invited me to come and speak on terrorism and in Ashama.
Right.
And I was telling them that the landlady and the landlord, when people come to rent accommodation room or accommodation from you, you don't ask them their identity. You only give them, they give you money, then you admit the person into your house. The hotel management people come to book a hotel for 6 months, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. They are in the hotel. You don't know what they do. The motoraders, our brothers who are in the neighboring borders or in Aflawu, in the Elubo, all those areas, they carry these people across the border without knowing who they cross. They take her from Aflawu to Accra, and they position themselves all over. They are all over. Now, the question is that, how do you know who is beside you? Who is sitting beside you in Trotro?
Okay.
The transport owners. You carry people from Northern Center to Accra. You don't know exactly who is sitting in a car, who is next to you, what is in the back, And I was telling them, listen, anybody that you pick with a backpack, anybody that takes or whatever in the long distance, they have to search the back and make sure that there's nothing in a bag. When you carry somebody crossing the border, there's a need for you to be sure that who is the person. Yes, you are doing your job as a motor rider or as a Okada man, but you also have to have it at the back of your mind that the safety of this country is our concern.
Okay.
So the security of this state is a shared responsibility. You all have to make sure that whatever that we do, that brings food to our table, either a driver, a landlord, landlady, or maybe hotel management, or a driver, or whatever, we need to have it at the back of the mind that the police and the military are not enough to manage the movement of the terrorists within our sub-region. But we, the citizens, across the length and breadth of this country, will have to complement the efforts of these people by giving intelligence, share intelligence with the security agencies to make sure that we can take a step ahead of these people. That is why I share this concept of what say something concept that was adopted from America, actually, from America. So we've also adopted it that whatever you do as a citizen, whatever you see which is very suspicious, you just have to inform the police as quickly as possible to make sure that these people don't take it by surprise.
Mr. Bill, thank you so much. I know this call was just an impromptu. I know by now you should be with the family resting, and I just made this call, and then you agreed to speak with us. You see something, say something. Mr. Bill, thank you so much. In security issues, nothing should be taken for granted. The president has erred, but that does not also mean that we will take anything for granted. Thank you so much, Mr. Bill. This is Mozart Woods Media. It's almost 6:16 p.m. here, and then we are getting ourselves ready for the Christmas as usual. But Mr. Bill, I'll be calling you back again, hopefully, before the weekend, that we know so far what has transpired concerning the president's error. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. Viewers,
thank you very much for having me, my brother.
Yes, Bill, and take care of yourself. My greetings to the family. All right. Okay, bye.
I will do that. Bye.
Bye.